What's up, people? I am one of your hosts, Phoenix.
And I am your other host, Titan.
And welcome to NTAT, our top 10 final RPGs of 2023. In today's video, we're going to be counting down our top 10 favorite RPGs that are remaining in 2023. All right, Titan, so let's kick us off with number 10.
All right, so our number 10 is going to be Hogwarts Legacy for the Nintendo Switch. So this game, I'm not going to buy it on the Switch, but one thing I'm excited for is the replayability for this. My first playthrough, I didn't really go too in-depth in it. I didn't do a lot of the side quests, I didn't do a lot of that stuff, so I feel like it took away for me. So when it releases on the Nintendo Switch, I'm excited to replay it with the community. So as people start talking about it more, I know I'm going to see videos on it, I'm going to hear people talking about it, it's going to get me excited again. So I'm just ready to play it again and kind of give it a more in-depth view for it.
Oh, I definitely get that. This is definitely one of my favorite games of this year. I know number 10, this is kind of cheating just a bit, but we're both excited for our Switch players to jump in and experience what we've already experienced this year. All right, so moving into our number 9 is going to be Lies of P. Now, this is a dark fantasy game set in the world of Pinocchio, of all things. I'm really excited for this game as soon as I saw it because not too often do we get different premises. And you can't get any different than a world set in the Pinocchio universe. This is also kind of a Dark Souls type game. I've seen it many times described as the new Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And you know, I've never been a huge Dark Souls type player, but Elden Ring is one of my favorite games of all time, and that's kind of opened the door for me to try different ones, and this is one of the ones that I'm excited about. So if you're a Dark Souls fan, you have to try this game out. If you're an RPG fan, you have to try this game out. And here's the best part. This is going to be a day one Game Pass game. So PC players, Xbox players, if you have Game Pass, no reason not to try this out. And if you do wait to try this out because of some games that may be later on this list, it'll still be there waiting for you.
Yep, I'm really excited because like you said, this is a very new, unique premise. And I'm excited to see kind of like how they introduce the character. You know, it's a character that we all know, so what is this character's backstory going to be? How is the world going to interact with him? And I'm just excited to see it, but it worries me, kind of like the recent Golem game, is when you start messing with characters that people already know and familiar with, it can go wrong in so many different ways.
Definitely.
But with this being set in like a parallel universe, obviously, so there's a lot they can work with this. And I'm
exactly, and I think that's why I'm not too worried about that part because I don't think we have any clue or idea of what they're going to do with this. I mean, prior to this, I could not envision Pinocchio fighting and swords and magic. Like, that's just not a part of the vision that I have for Pinocchio. So this is actually really interesting and really cool. And the fact that this is an RPG, love it.
Yep.
All right, Titan, so give us our number 8.
All right, our number 8 is going to be Blue Protocol. This is a game that was introduced to me a while back. Shout out to Ken. And it's kind of been sitting on like the back burner of my mind. And when I'm watching trailers or stuff like that, I'm reminded of how good this game is going to be.
Right.
The game has already been released in Japan, and so I'm ready for it to be released here. Not to mention, it's going to be free to play, so that's always makes the game fun.
Oh, yeah. And it's supposed to come out sometime this year. We don't have a date for it quite yet. Hoping it still lands. This is an MMORPG. Like you said, it's free to play, so there's no reason not to jump in and try it out. Also, if you're a Tales fan, some of the developers that created this game made the Tales series. And I don't know about you, but I love the Tales series.
All right, Phoenix, you want to take us into our number 7?
Yes, so this is going to be Persona 5 Tactics. Now, this was a big surprise. This was announced not too long ago. That's why I love the Summer of Games, because we get all these fantastical releases and games. So if you're a Persona fan, and my very first Persona was Persona 5. So I absolutely love the characters, Joker. I know you're not familiar with the series, but it's a lot of fun, and I actually really enjoy it. So this is just more of that universe. But instead of it being more of a turn-based RPG, this is actually going to be a tactical RPG. Which normally I don't play a whole lot of, but after Fire Emblem, I've kind of delved deeper. So I'm excited to jump into this particular universe.
Okay, this is not really my style of game too much. Like I said, I haven't played any of the previous ones, but it might be one of those ones that I jump into the previous ones before jumping into this one. And it might open up my mind to playing different styles of games like this one.
All right, so our number 6 is going to be Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I am so hyped for this game. I don't know if you've ever played Dragon Age Origin.
I don't think so.
Dragon Age Origin is a turn-based party RPG.
Okay.
And this is what that style was kind of based off the original Baldur's Gate. I never played 1 and 2, but I think I'm finally going to jump into 3.
You know, I really enjoy horror games. And this seems like it is going to be like on par. And I'm excited to see how do I feel when I'm playing this game, because feelings is like something we've missed in a lot of games these days, is you kind of just get through the motions. And this kind of reminds me of like Diablo. We get into those dungeons and we're like, oh, this is creepy, this is eerie, and you get that sense of feeling. This game is going to be on that same line, and I'm ready to see how I feel when I'm playing it.
Oh yeah. I don't have any major experience with the Baldur's Gate series, but I played Baldur's Gate games or games that were inspired by Baldur's Gate, and I absolutely love them. I love having your team and the interactions with them, having your different choices. Like, this is going to be a very dark, story-driven, and it's set in the Dungeons and Dragons universe.
Yep. I'm really excited for this one. All right, so we're going to jump into our number 5, Lords of the Fallen.
Yes.
This game is going to be amazing. And I think it's going to scratch the itch. Ever since Elden Ring, I have been looking for a game that kind of matches that same part. And I'm excited to play this because I think it will finally give me it scratches the itch, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
I'm
definitely.
So excited. And we found out this is going to be co-op.
Yes.
So, wow. This is going to be a game we're going to have to jump into and just like delve really deep into this. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I agree. The trailer is, I mean, it's gorgeous. Such a beautiful game, but it has that dark, gritty feel. And that's also kind of a theme, as we kind of talked about earlier, that kind of dark, gritty feel, right? So when you jumped into Elden Ring, nothing matched it. You know, so I agree. Hopefully this scratches that itch.
Yeah, and Elden Ring's world was absolutely beautiful. I loved everything about it. And so seeing this, the world looks like, I mean, it looks incredible, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, whenever you jump into a world and you don't know the rules and regulations of it, that's what it is. You go in and you're like, most games you can jump in and you say, this looks familiar, I pretty much know what to do, what that is. But when you jump in and you're like, I don't know what any of this stuff is, I don't know what this creature is, I don't know how the world works. It's exciting to explore, and I think this is going to be one of those.
All right, so let's jump into our number 4 here.
All right, so number 4 is going to be Atlas Fallen. Now this is a third-person action RPG, actually co-op. And it's very interesting. The first time I saw it, it gave me Monster Hunter vibes. But after kind of looking into the gameplay and everything, I thought it was pretty unique. You have a character who has a gauntlet and it's out in the desert, and the gauntlet is used to kind of control the sand. What's really neat about it is that the combat style. So as you're fighting, as you're going into your combos and your special abilities, you start to build up this gauge. And your combos and your I guess magic abilities or whatever become a lot stronger, a lot more potent. But as that happens, you start taking more damage.
Yeah.
And so you can keep that string going as long as you, I guess, can kind of dodge and keep yourself okay. But once you get to a certain point, you can decide to hit like this ultimate move that'll cause a ton of damage, but then it'll make your meter go back to 1 again. That way you're not taking so much damage. And I think that will be a really unique gameplay mechanic that we really haven't seen.
Yeah, and I think this game is going to introduce a lot of mechanics that a lot of games don't. And that's what I'm excited to see is how does this game feel to play?
Right.
You know, how are the combos going to work? How is the weapons going to work? How is it going to feel when you're fighting? I'm excited to see how everything kind of puts together and works.
I agree, especially with a number of different weapons and all of them feeling and rolling differently, especially with that gauge. I think it's going to be a really neat one. And again, it is an RPG that's co-op, so gotta try this out. All right, so let's jump into our number 3.
All right, our number 3 is going to be Immortals of Avium. I'm really excited for this game, and I started watching some of the gameplay released at, what is it called? Summerfest, and it's got me really excited for it. The magic and everything that we were worried about kind of seems like it's put together now. You see the HUD, it looks nice, nothing's in the way. It looks really nice and clean. And so I'm really ready to see how this game feels.
I am too, definitely. That's why I was kind of halfway excited about the fact that the game got delayed because I felt like, hey, if they have any rough edges, that'll give them a second to kind of smooth it out. And it's not a huge delay actually either, because this was supposed to come out July 21st, and now it's moved to I think the middle of August or the end of August. So about a month, time. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see it. Magic, Call of Duty mashed together. Like, this is going to be interesting.
It really is.
So our number 2 is going to be Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Now, this is the DLC, but this is the DLC that I am super excited about. I'm a big Cyberpunk 2077 fan. Now, it didn't have the greatest launch in the world at all, but admittedly, I actually didn't have a lot of the problems that a lot of people had. And when you don't have to deal with the technical side of that game is fantastic. Deep diving in. I got my brother he played a little bit of it and he was like, I don't know. I got him to finally get into the game and he is addicted. It is such a fun game. It is really deep. The story is great. The characters are great. The combat is great. Great open world. Night City is fantastic. To see them come out with this DLC and the patch that's coming with it is actually free.
That's going to be really good.
So most of what you're getting, all the quality of life upgrades are going to be free. So if you have the game or you want to jump into the game because it's dirt cheap to play, this will be the time to do it.
This might be a game that I have to buy on PC because I bought this on the PlayStation 4 probably about a year ago, and it really wasn't good for me.
No.
My experience was a lot different than yours. In fact, it was so bad I never finished the game. It got to the point for the PlayStation 4, missions was glitching out, stopping in the middle of them. I was getting trapped into stuff, and it really it was not a smooth experience for me. And so I couldn't enjoy anything.
Right.
With the amount of bugs that I was experiencing, I couldn't play the game. And so I'm debating if I want to buy this on PC and play this DLC, because it might enlighten me on how good this game really is.
Oh yeah, that is definitely true. And I think that's been a big problem recently for a lot of games is the older consoles, the PS4, the Xbox One, these games don't run very well on it. And so when you actually do play this game, or if you play this game on PC or the Xbox or the PlayStation 5, you'll see a massive difference. And so I'm really excited to jump back into the game, reprise my role as V and hanging out with Johnny. Such a good time. I'm really, really ready for it. But unfortunately, it's gonna have to wait a little while because of our number 1. All right, so if you've been paying attention, I think you know what number 1 is. Titan, go ahead and say it.
Starfield.
Yes. This is the creme de la creme. Like I have been waiting for this game for over a decade. This is it. Every time a Bethesda game comes out, I am there because this is Bethesda. It's just like when Rockstar announces a new GTA. Everything stops. There is nothing like a GTA game, right? It's the same way when Bethesda says, "Hey, we've got a new game coming out." Everything stops. There is nothing on the market like it. I'm so excited for it.
And we can see why. When I started watching the 45-minute demo of it, I did not stop watching it once.
I agree.
I mean, my eyes did not. They were glued to the screen. This game is going to be phenomenal. The customization of the ships is like going to be my favorite part. I am going to be like, my ship's going to kill everything. It's going to be awesome.
I cannot wait to be a space pirate. I'm pretty positive that's what I'm going to do. To be able to destroy your ships in air or board them, kill everybody, take their stuff, take their ship. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm so excited for this game. This is going to be such an amazing game. This is game of the year for me. I haven't even touched it. This is going to be a game that I'm probably not going to stop playing for a very long time. Oh yeah.
The amount of stuff that's going to be in it, the amount of things that you can do, and what's good is the diversity. It's not all one thing. If you want to go fight some people, you can go fight some people. If you want to tame some creatures, go do some creatures. There's so much you can do in this game. And I'm so excited for it.
And that's the hallmark of a Bethesda game, right? Bethesda Studio games, rather. We're going to have a whole video on Starfield, so look for that. But that's why, like when we talked about Skyrim, one of my favorite games of all times, right? It's so much that you can do in it. There's so many options, and this is no different.
And what I'm excited is they said that they have this huge open universe for us to explore, and they're just letting us do our own thing. And that's what I'm excited for, is to see, what can I do? You know,
Exactly.
who can I become? That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, Bethesda allows you to actual role play.
Yeah.
This is it. Whatever it is that you want to be, if you want to skip over the story altogether and say, hey, I just want to build ships, then you can spend hundreds of hours doing just that. And just think, this is just going to be the base game. Bethesda always adds DLC.
Yeah.
And of course, the biggest thing, the reason why Skyrim has been going since 2011, the modding community.
Yep. All right, folks, that wraps up our remaining RPG games for 2023. So if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and join us every Friday morning. We'll be there, you be there.